Previously on Solo Leveling, Ragnarok, Suho faced the formidable Fang Monarch in a fierce battle. Despite the red-named enemy's intimidating presence, Suho's determination and strategic prowess led him to victory. Alongside Baru, Suho navigated the complexities of his shadow powers and emerged stronger, learning crucial new skills. With the Fang Monarch defeated, Suho discovered valuable rewards and began to explore his newfound abilities. With the Fang Monarch defeated, Suho stands victorious. His confidence shines through as he declares, "I was worried since you had a red name, but I wasn't worried that I wouldn't be able to defeat you." Baru, ever supportive, responds, "I never doubted that you'd win, young monarch." But Suho, unimpressed, retorts, "Stop with the blatant lies. Even so, I've learned a new way to fight. This is a decent harvest. Time to check my reward." A notification pops up, alerting Suho of his quest completion reward. Suho confirms his reward, and the pop-up reveals the rune stone, Storm Slash. The new skill, Storm Slash, is a powerful addition to his arsenal. Suho, eager to test his new skill. A system pop-up shows skill, Storm Slash Level 1. The power of a swirling wind is infused into your sword. You can attack multiple enemies at once. To try the new skill, he band down to picks up Fang of Rakan. The Fang of Rakan, frustrated, thinks, "How humiliating. I can't believe I lost to the Shadow Monarch's descendant. But it's not over yet. Human greed is unlimited. Yes, the moment you pick me up, I'll devour your whole body." He pick up the sword. But nothing seems to happen initially. The Fang of Rakan seems confused. Suho obtains the Fang of Rakan and remarks, "This definitely looks better than a goblin weapon." The Fang of Rakan's inner thoughts reveal its disdain for the Shadow Monarch's lineage. Meanwhile, Suho tests out the Storm Slash, noting its high mana cost but impressive destructive power. Baru is impressed, contrasting Suho's reaction with his previous experience with Shadow Extraction, highlighting the Shadow Authority's superiority. Mr. M, now awake, is shocked by the scene and asks Suho about what happened. Suho say, "I think it'll take a while to explain everything. Let's go out and talk along the way." After some time, Suho suggests checking for more survivors in the dungeon. As Suho searches for survivors, Mr. M reflects on Suho's unexpected strength and heroic actions. The dungeon's survivors discuss their rescue, emphasizing Suho's bravery. Back in the dungeon, Suho battles the steel-fanged Leakin and levels up. Baru points out that they can't miss out on the experience. Suho questions Fang of Rakan the sudden drop in attack power. And the Fang of Rakan admits to a disdain for the weak. The Fang of Rakan reveals its abilities, including contempt for the weak and fatal wound, designed to target weaker foes. Baru criticizes the ability as dirty, but Rakan argues it's just strategy. Meanwhile, Suho reach the sanctuary and see all the dead body of the strike team. Fang of Rakan taunts Suho "I simply killed every intruder that stepped into this place. It's my duty to protect the sanctuary of the Fang Monarch after all." Suho, visibly frustrated, grab the Fang of Rakan and slam into the ground. And say, "Be quiet for a bit." A system notification popped up, "Shadow extraction is possible on this target." Suho mutter, "I can perform shadow extraction on human too." Baru explain, "As long as it's a crops you can turn any of them into your own soldier." Suho think for a while and picked up 2 crops in his hand and walk away. Baru confused ask, are you not going to perform shadow extraction? Suho began, nah. If they have to fight even when they're dead, then it's basically punishing them. He seemed conflicted, his expression serious. The thought of an eternal battle, even in death, was unsettling. Baru, standing respectfully before Suho, addressed him, young monarch. Suho interrupted, wanting clarification. Baru, you said this is a monarch sanctuary, right? Baru confirmed, yes, it is. Suho's mind drifted to his father, and he asked, what was that about my father and him killing that monarch? Was that also related to Itarim? Baru explained patiently. Itarim is the current enemy of the monarch. You can just think of the monarchs as the past enemies. He paused briefly before continuing. There are a total of 9 monarchs, including my liege. The great Sung Jinwoo, who is your father, is also the shadow monarch. The king of the dead. Baru then listed the other monarchs with a solemn tone, emphasizing their formidable nature. The other monarchs are the king of beasts, the Fang monarch, the king of insects, the plague monarch, the king of monstrous humanoids, the iron body monarch, the king of demons, the white flame monarch, the king of giants, the primordial monarch, the king of snow folk, the frost monarch, the king of demonic specters, the transfiguration monarch, and the king of dragons, the destruction monarch. He continued, all 9 monarchs possess transcendent strength that can't be fathomed. But when 8 of the monarchs invaded Earth, they all died at the hands of my liege. Suho, taking in the gravity of what Baru said, repeated in awe, father did that. At this moment, a voice filled with resentment interrupted. It was Fawn of Rakan, bristling with anger. That's right. The Shadow Monarch is my mortal enemy who killed my master, the Fang Monarch. If I had all my strength intact, I'd tear you, the descendant of the Shadow Monarch, to shreds and feed you to the wolves. Suho, unperturbed by the threat, replied calmly, I do understand where you're coming from. Father fought the other monarchs to protect Earth, and you were just trying to protect this place from invaders. Both sides simply made a rational decision to protect what was precious to them. He continued, reasoning with the Fawn of Rakan, however, if there was a difference, it would be you thinking that you must fight me because I'm his descendant. If your duty is to protect this place, isn't it a foolish thing to be hostile towards my father, whom even the Fang monarch couldn't defeat? Fang of Rakan was taken aback, surprised by Suho's logic. He stammered, what? Suho pressed on, his voice earnest, I want to meet my parents, whom I can't meet right now because of the outer universe's invaders. For the sake of doing that, I'll borrow strength from anyone. If the Itarim invade, this place wouldn't be spared either. If you help me, I'll help you to protect this place. Fawn of Rakan hesitated, contemplating Suho's proposal. In his mind, he grappled with the idea of working with the descendant of his mortal enemy. He wants me to work with the Shadow Monarch's descendant. After a moment of silence, he spoke aloud, considering the alliance. What do you say? The Shadow and Fang fighting on the same battlefront. Outside of the dungeon, the scene shifted to a more mundane setting. 2 reporters stood with Mr. M, eager to get the details of the previous day's events. One reporter asked, could we hear the details of yesterday's incident, where the strike team of the D-rank dungeon was wiped out? Mr. M, still recovering from the shock, introduced himself, Mr. M Dog-Yoon, a survivor of yesterday's incident. I'll tell you everything. As he spoke, Mr. M's thoughts were on Suho. He thought to himself, if people see the results that Suho received, he'll be treated better even if he's an E rank. This is a good opportunity to repay my debt to Suho. Later that evening, an article was posted online, detailing the events where an E-rank hunter had bravely entered a dungeon alone to save the hunters trapped inside. The article featured testimonies from those who had witnessed Suho's heroics, running towards danger to save others. The stories of those who had been rescued spread, painting a picture of a true hero. In the Black Tortoise Guild's second management department, a conversation was taking place. One worker remarked, "Isn't it about time for us to get a few porters?" Another agreed, noting the recent demands. Yes, they were so angry when they asked for more manpower in the collection team. "I think we need to hire a few more E-rank hunters." Lee Young-ho, overseeing the department, nodded. "I'll send you a candidate now. Could you tell me what you think of him?" The worker listened as Young-ho described the candidate. "He's an E-rank hunter who fought in a D-rank dungeon, evacuated the excavation team, and brought the injured strike team out of the dungeon." The worker was shocked, almost in disbelief. "An E-rank hunter did that?" Lee Young-ho nodded with a satisfied smile. "If a big guild like us recruits him, don't you think it would cause a huge commotion for sure? A hero that appeared among the E-ranks, I'll try contacting him immediately." And so, the story continued to unfold, with Suho's deeds echoing through the world of hunters, drawing attention and respect from those around him. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe to join our growing community. Make sure to ring the bell icon so you never miss out on our latest content. We've got a lot more exciting stories and adventures coming your way. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or any theories you have. We'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.